Well, hello there, all you beautiful souls, and welcome back to Sunshine for the Soul. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. This message is for every zodiac sign. I address it to Cancerians, but really, this applies to all of us because all of us have every sign in our chart. So today, we are going to take a look at what in us during this beautiful fall season do we need to fall back in love with about ourselves. What action can we take to put ourselves into the position where we feel whole, where we feel love, where we feel stability? So I'm going to pull a Shaman's Dream Oracle card for you, and we're going to take a look at what message the universe has for us today. All right, so we have got card number 7, Covenant. This is talking about a sacred contract. First, let's look at the number 7. Number 7 represents a full and complete world. This is the number of creation. It's a number that serves as a bridge or a connection between our moral realm, our 3D, where we're occupying the human vessel, and the higher realms, the 4D, 5D, 6D, all the way up. So the number 7 represents our connection between the two. And this is our intuition, our wisdom, our spiritual revelations. The Covenant Sacred Contract. This card calls us to recognize that you may be being invited by the universe to enter into a sacred contract. It may also be a call to recognize that some ancient agreement that your soul had made with spirit needs to be renewed or canceled or torn up. So what kind of contracts? Let's take a look at this. We have got traditional of the 3D matrix world marriage contracts, right? It could be talking about this. I mean, everything is divine, so maybe there's a contract that you're being given the opportunity to sign. Maybe there's a contract with a person, place, thing, business that you no longer want to keep in force. Contracts can be anything within our physical realm into the spiritual soul realm. So this is one that's talking about something that's very sacred, like a twin flame connection, or maybe a soulmate connection. I mean, every single connection in our life is either a karmic, a soulmate, or a twin flame, or a catalyst to our twin flame. So there's not any relationship that we have, platonic or otherwise, that cannot be divided into one of those categories. Any of those scenarios, we're learning lessons. That's the point of having these life experiences. But there is times when the universe says that we're given the opportunity to rewrite a contract. And let me give you an example of rewriting a contract in the soulology part of it. This is to my understanding. I could be wrong, so don't listen to me. I might not know shit. But what I'm learning and what I'm understanding for myself is that, let's use the twin flame connection in retrospect. I just saw 414. If you have a divinely orchestrated twin flame connection, which is one soul separated into 2 human incarnations of the same frequency. So we're all a stem off the creator, just like a spider web. But this is a specific decision that a soul made to split so that they can go to the earth and they can have these experiences twice as fast to elevate twice as fast. Like, this is taking the fast route, the Concorde jet, like quick, wanting to spiritually elevate. So souls have this opportunity to have this experience as a twin flame. We choose it. We put it right in our blueprint. So let's say that you've met your twin flame, you've interacted with your twin flame, your activation has happened, meaning you've interacted either in the 5th dimension or the 3rd dimension reality. I know that sounds crazy, but just go with me. Well, now that you've done that, each of the twin flames is given an opportunity to take the spiritual path that's being offered to them, to listen to the signs and the synchronicities that the universe is giving them so that they can have spiritual growth. This is like, the fire alarm going off, ding, 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 ding. You're meeting your twin flame, that powerful connection, and if you have, you're not going to question it. I mean, you do, but seriously, looking back on it after you've been on the twin flame journey for a while, I've seen 555, you don't question it. You know that when you met, your life was not the same after that. Something changed, something happened. In my case, the Perseids meteor shower were floating above our heads. Like, meteors are very rare and they only come around once or twice a year. It's supposed to be a very magical time where the energies allow you to connect more with your purpose. So this is hypothetically. Now let's say you go along and some of you have been on the twin flame journey for 10, 20 years. Your partner, your other soul incarnated, has not taken the steps to spiritually grow. They haven't done any healing. They won't address their wounds. They have chosen to still be in service to themselves, doing whatever it is they want to do, instead of stepping out and being in service to others. So each one of us is given that opportunity. We can choose the path of self, or we can choose to be in service to others. And you can perceive the path to self as dark, but it's really not. Dark is just the absence of light. It's still an experience. Every soul has the ability and the free will, it's called universal free will, to choose what path they want to take. They can take the path of the light and the path to service to others and follow that for as long as they want. They can jump off over here and follow this darker path and have these experiences which bring them back to the original path. You always have that choice. There is no right or wrong. But if you have a soul connection, and let's say they never change, they choose the path of darkness, they choose the path of self, the universe gives you an opportunity to rewrite that contract. That person doesn't have an endless amount of time to get their shit together and to step into the light. They're giving, yes, a period of time, of course. But when you decide as a soul that this experience you're having isn't fulfilling, and it's been a lot of time and there has been no growth and there has not been any resolution, the universe will give you an opportunity to rewrite that soul contract. And what will happen, they'll bring in a soulmate. You'll be allowed to energetically align with a different timeline that is a soulmate. Now, you may ask, well, does that mean that you never have the opportunity to get together with that twin flame, which is probably your highest timeline? You may have another opportunity, definitely. Instead of sitting in suspense, instead of sitting and waiting for someone to evolve, you have to allow them the space and the freedom and hold space for them to evolve at the pace that they want. You're evolving at the pace you'd like. That doesn't mean that they have to evolve at the same pace. They have choice. Everything is about free will. There's no wrong, there's no right. Every experience you have is beautiful and is teaching you a lesson to move you one step further to where you want to be, to what experience you want to have. So as the co-creators of your universe, you are constantly giving that opportunity to change what you want to do. The sky is the limit. Anything you want to experience, you can draw it in to your reality and you can experience it. Anything you no longer want to experience, you have that choice too. There's not an indefinite timeline on soul contracts. Is an opportunity that may be showing up for you that is full of promise. It needs to be evaluated as a sacred covenant. When you make the choice that you're no longer going to be in a soul contract, you have to do it being fully advised of the cause and effect in that either way. A covenant is founded on truth, and truth that takes the destiny of all into account. So you have to consider that other person's aspect, your aspect, what the universe is leading you to do. Spirit must be invited to come to the table as a guarantor of the good faith of all, and to ensure that the direction you are embarking on will be for the greater good. I've tried to cut my contract with my twin flame 12 times. I got to the point where I was so frustrated with it, with myself and how I was feeling and how I was behaving, that I just thought, well, screw this. This is too difficult. I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. On one of the full moons, I can't remember when it was, I think I decided I'm going to do a ritual. I'm going to take this card that I have been sitting here for a year waiting for the moment that him and I would interact again. I would have something to give him. I wanted to have something special to kind of commemorate that moment. In my moment of frustration that I was, thinking it's a false twin flame, screw this. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I went and I threw that card into my fireplace and I tried doing a cord cutting meditation and I tried burning that thing. How many of you on the twin flame journey have attempted to cut the cord with your twin flame? I know you probably all have. I'm laughing. It's not funny, but hindsight 2020, yes, it's kind of funny because the twin flame connection will always be taking into account what's for the greater good, not just for me, but for that other soul and for the whole collective, the whole entire greater good. And if you're on a twin flame journey, it's because you chose the mission to be here during the ascension of our universe, of our planet, of us as an individual soul right now, all the way to the galactic cord, all the way to the source. You chose to come here during this time. So it's funny because this card would not burn. I tried torching that thing. I sat there for 20 minutes and it just would not burn. It would not light on fire and burn. And I just sat there and laughed. Me and the universe kind of had a little chuckle because I'm like, okay, this is one contract that you are saying I cannot break and that I have to be patient with. We can take a look at our lives and see what is breaking down, what is building up. Is Spirit asking us, both of you, to sit down and draw up new contracts or an agreement of what you want out of this life and invite Spirit, to listen to the terms. This could be about marriage. This could be about a business contract. This could be about a soul contract. Are you being led to renegotiate your contract? Are you fulfilled in your life? Do you feel like you're on the correct path? Or is Spirit leading you down a different path and giving you permission to evaluate that? You always have free will to choose. So review what is happening in your life so you can get a clearer picture on where contracts might need to be shifted. We're looking at how can we fall back in love with ourselves? What action can we take? How can we align ourselves with our soul's purpose and our highest frequency? Cancerians and every other sign that is listening. This is a very interesting little pull that the universe is asking us to evaluate, to look at our karmic connections. Are you tired learning the lessons over and over again with karmic people in your life where you just spin your wheels? Are you getting to the point where you're ready for a soulmate? You're ready for a twin flame connection. You're ready to be part of something divine that is aligning you with your greatest and highest purpose. The new contract allows us to start something new, to have a new beginning. I looked at my relationships and could see how my first husband was probably not only a catalyst and a false twin flame, but he was a karmic. So every one of these soul connections can be both karmic in nature and be a soul contract. But maybe this is a time for us to not settle for those karmic connections anymore, to really get in there and do some healing, to get over our fears of making moves in our lives and rewriting the chapter that we want to have. Stepping out there and saying, no, it's not going to end this way. I co-create my reality and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write a new ending. Hell, I'm going to write a whole new book because I'm the co-creator of my universe and I have the choice to align myself with what is true and real for me, what is going to bring me the most abundance, what's going to bring me the most joy, what's going to bring me the most happiness. And the universe wants that for us. It doesn't want us to live in pain and suffering and agony. But we are the only ones that can decide it's time that we're done learning those lessons. It's time that we become self-aware and take steps to get into our personal growth, to do our healing. And the universe is calling us out, big time of energies where we are being asked to choose, what path do we want to go down? Is it going to be the path in service to ourselves? Or are we going to choose the path to be in service to others? It's your choice. We all have the choice. And if this resonated with you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. These readings are timeless. Energy is flowing whenever you hear this. It's meant for you to hear this. And if there's somebody else that you know may need to hear this, that's going through some difficult, challenging times, and they're trying to make some big decisions in their life, maybe you want to forward this and share this message with them. I appreciate any energetic connection that you give to this community. And thanks for hanging out with me today. This was fun, taking a look at this Covenant Sacred Contract card, and we will see you at the next reading. Peace and love, everybody.